Hi there, Blue Merinos. It's Kali. I am so excited to be with you and create something beautiful together. Okay, y'all. This is our subscription box, our latest one, our BBB box. Now, you can see it's already cut open. I've already been in it, and you might have joined us live before and seen what we made together. So I'm going to show you that first. And while I'm doing that, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and come back for more floral fun. So we have a subscription box that comes out every month, and it's seasonal. And what it is, it's floral supplies that coordinate and go together. So it takes all that stress out of going to Kalise.com and going, hey, what do I get? What do I want to play with? And this is part of the box. So we unbox this on a live. If you want to see the unboxing and how we made this project, just let me know in the comments. Just say, hey, I need the link to the first video, and we'll send that to you too. Today, we're going to use the rest of the box and create a second project. But isn't this gorgeous? So they're going to coordinate and be very simple. I'm not simple, but similar. But the next one is going to be totally different, okay? So here is the first project, guys. It just turned out stunning. It's kind of got a little bit of a boho vibe with a little bit of pampas and a little bit of wispiness, but it's still very neutral and natural for the fall season. Now, those subscription boxes, BBB box, they are seasonal. So next month, it just depends when you see this video and when it's coming out. But once we get done with our fall collection of boxes, they shift to Christmas and winter. So if you're watching this in real time and not on a replay later, you'll know that the next box shifts to Christmas. But they're always seasonal, and that goes with all of our subscription boxes. So the only thing that didn't come in the box was the wreath base. So on our next project, the only thing that's not going to come in the box is going to be the candlestick. We're going to make a candlestick arrangement using what's left in the box. And then we're going to add some ribbon too. So those would be the two things you have to run out and grab somewhere else. Now this particular one, I just grabbed at Walmart. I liked it. And let me show you why. Look at how pretty the brown is to go with these colors. So I know if I'm going to put these similar type products on here, that's going to look perfect. Like the muted tone is just gorgeous to go together. And if you wanted to go with a darker candlestick, that would work also because of the fact that this wreath is dark and it looks great together. So keep those visual cues in mind. All I've done so far is we put some hot glue on there, and I've glued on a little bit of foam. Nothing too difficult so far. So good. Now let me grab the rest of that box, and let's take a peek what's left, and let's finish our unboxing. Okay? So here's what's left in the subscription box. This is a beautiful berry, and it's kind of like a wheat bush. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty and wispy. I love that one. Then we have this one. We have a little bit of pampas left, just a touch. We used about half of the, maybe a little bit more than half on the other project. Oh my gosh, great. We still have 3 pumpkins. I love that. All right, and this is going to be our filler. A beautiful grass with berry. Okay, oh my gosh, this is very similar to the grass we used on the pumpkin arrangement we made the other day. Okay, so that's the rest of our box. That's all we had in the subscription box. So we're going to try to make this just using what's left. And the other thing I'm going to add in is I'm going to add a bow. And I want to show you. I just picked out a very neutral. You may already have this ribbon at home, but this is the bow we're going to be using. All right? So let's get to town and start creating. All right, if you haven't liked, subscribed, and followed yet, you need to do that, please. Do all the things so you can be never missing one of our videos or any of our new content or live sales. Y'all, you don't want to miss any of the action. Today, y'all, the reason I'm not doing the video live is I'm getting my hair highlighted for the very first time. So if you have any advice for me on that, put it in the comments. It is an attempt to cover gray hair. I'm totally not accepting it. Tell me if you get your hair highlighted and if there's any tips I need to know. You can see here I'm just shredding these. I call that shredding because I'm just splitting them into long pieces, and then the little papers come out. You just throw those away. Makes it really, really easy to prepare your products when it comes to doing these designs. Now, if you're a subscription box subscriber and you don't make arrangements, it's not a big deal because you can always tuck these in around pieces in your home, and you never have to worry about not having the right seasonal pieces to do that with. And I'm excited to be able to show you those tips and techniques from our new studio. I don't know if you've heard the news, but we have been very blessed to be able to get a new space and build a new studio with more space and hopefully different camera angles and all the fun stuff. So I'm very, very excited about it. Okay, I'm just going to trim these off a little and get them nice and neat. So this is basically what we have to work with to fill in around. We don't have like a separate greenery. That's it. Now, I've got my main focal point is going to be the 3 pumpkins. So I want to definitely put these in first. And we're not going to go super high. We're going to keep it kind of a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is just cut these 3 off, and we'll put these on first to get some great spacing and get them as our focal point in, okay? So one's higher, the others are shorter. And we just have a nice little small piece of foam here so we're not going off really huge. Now you can always make yours larger if you want and add some other greenery to do that. So this one's going to go in the back. Okay, let me grab my little bitty Lazy Susan. That would work great for this. We'll just pop it right on there. And now the easy thing with that is I can spin it around. Can you guys see that though on camera? Let me bring it here. Might be just a little too tall. Hold on. I gotta adjust the camera. All right, so I put this one in the back. I might have to just make it flat. Sometimes with the camera angle so tight you can't see it. That's okay. You'll be able to get the gist. So this is going kind of in the back. And then I'm gonna put these a little shorter. Like one towards the front here. And then we're gonna have one coming out in this section. Okay? So you guys can see how it's laying out. All right? So that's how our 3 pieces are going in. So when I stand that out, you can see the 2 lower pumpkins. Oh, there you go. Let's move it forward a little bit. And then you guys can see better. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm trying to make that camera angle bigger. Okay. Now, I want to fill in between those with, I'm going to start with this grass as our filler. And we got to cut it a little bit shorter. And let's put one piece in right here next to Mr. Pumpkin. You know, and I didn't think about it. The other thing you're going to need also is you're going to need some Spanish moss to cover up any mechanics at the bottom. So I like to use Spanish moss. You could use something else, like some extra leaves left over from another project. Whatever you want, but you're going to need a little bit of that to cover our handiwork. So I'm kind of going right beside Mr. Pumpkin and filling that right out. And let's take a little bit of the wheat bush and put it in the middle because it's got a really cute berry. I'm going to cut it where it's a little shorter and have it come down. Oh, yeah. I like that. Now, my bow is going to work into here in a little bit, so I'm leaving that open, and I'm just going to work around my pumpkins now. Let's take our little berry spray, and I'm going to keep on filling in around it. So if you haven't played with a little candlestick design, I'm going to give you an insider tip right here. You want to stay short and low, and don't go so big and bold. It's tempting to go big and bold. If you do that, your cost goes super skyrocketing high. So say short and low until you get better at making them. Then start to work on going super duper high, okay? All right. Ask me how I learned these things. Guys, this is going into year 26. So, y'all, lots of trial and error. Trial and error. Lots of it. I'm going to have to go double check my DBA and make sure I'm telling y'all right. It's 25 or 26. I get so excited. A lot of practice. Okay, let's come out this way. And I'm kind of getting good spacing on all my berries, all right? So she's kind of flying. She's flanking. She's looking good. I'm going to take and cut this one piece off here, and we'll come and put it back in shorter. So don't be afraid to do that too. Just take these and cut them out. Bring them back. And I'm always leaving a bit of the thick stem there. That way I can push it into the foam. Okay. Good deal, good deal. So far, so good. Now, before I continue to fill in with anything else, I'm going to go ahead and put my bow in the bow zone right here. Okay, so that way I can make sure I like the placement of the bow. All right. And so I've got this on a floral pin, and I'm going to just glue that right into my foam also. And this is a simple bow recipe. We do bows on Wednesday, guys. If you never come join us for bow making, there's always new bow videos, our new live videos on Wednesdays making bows. So you're going to see the back for a second. I'm going to fluff it the way I want it. You gotta fluff it the way you want it. Oh my God, so stinking cute already. Okay, so bow's in, looking really good there. My pumpkins are in, going around. Now, I'm going to leave this flat for a second, and we're going to work to fill in all the detail around the bow. Okay, so let's take these. And if you watch the pumpkin video where we have a little pumpkin kit, door hanger kit, that's very reasonable. It's a great entry-level project. This is the same grass I used on there, and it breaks up really, really easy. So I can take this and cut these super short. And great idea of doing that is, the reasoning rather, is because I can tuck them in and use them all around the bow. Our design school, guys, opens up twice a year. And I teach you the principles of design and why we're doing what we're doing and what it does to the eye, what it does to the value of your wreath if you're a reseller, why you want to do certain things to add value and to make your wreath stand out. So keep an eye on for class opening up soon. If you're watching this in between class openings, you just want to get on our wait list, of course. And you can do that anytime at CleesDesignSchool.com. It's a different website. There's a link for it on Clees.com too. Jump over there because we do this every week and it's all recorded and live. And you get access to me and to many, many projects and an amazing community of other designers. See how I cut this to its own little cluster? We're going to use that and come on down and pop that down here too. So I call this like merchandise. Merchandise around the bow. Break the planes of all the textures and all the different levels of the design. Okay, so I've clustered a few of these together. We're going to trim that, cut it, and I may have to pin this in. When you get really thin, you might pin it in. If you use a pick machine, you could do that too. Khalid doesn't use a pick machine, but I'll just pin it with a little floral pin up in there in the bottom. And then we'll tack a little glue on it. Only because I had to cut these really short to hold them. And I'm going to try to hide that behind my bow. So just pick up that skirt of that bow. Excuse me, bow. Excuse me, darling. I need to tuck this in here, and I don't need you impeding my progress. All right, good. I like those little soft pieces in there. Now I'm going to put a little glue. You can pump a glue gun. I don't use a glue gun either. It's just glue coming out of my electric skillet. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of moss in there too. That just kind of makes a little sandwich, and it hides that pin. Okay. In. Looks so far so good. Isn't that looking good at the front? That looks great. Okay, and let me get one more berry cluster, and we're going to put it a little bit tighter to the bow in there, tighter. That is how it's going to look like this, guys, but I'm working on it from the side, so we can work on the little center area. And I'm going to put this one in just a little bit more to the back. Okay, so the nice thing about putting that bow in is it takes up a little real estate. It fills in beautifully behind our pumpkins. And now what we can do is just fill in a little bit more. See how cute she's looking? You're kind of seeing it from, look at that. Now looking good? Great. So I want to fill in a little bit more around here. So I'm just going to put it straight up, and we're going to keep adding in this direction. All right? Let's do it. Thanks for the follows. I see you guys following and liking. I'm so glad you're here. And, you know, fall, Christmas time is really our go time where we are creating like crazy. Now, I'm going to keep putting a little bit more around, pointing to the front here for a second. And then we're just going to take a minute and we're going to make the back look pretty. So I've got a nice, beautiful spray. I've got a good shape. Let me just look at it myself. I like it. The only thing I'm going to cut back is this little piece right here. So if you see a piece that's kind of shooting out a little bit farther than you want it, take it out. And I'll pop this in. Now when we're all done, I will have finished pictures for you. We'll be posting here on Kaliz.com. You'll also see them on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, all the thing. You can see it finished and how it all came together. Okay, now we're going to work on the back because the back is just green moss back there. Now, I've got a little bit left. We're going to fill in, but we want to make sure we get it nice, short, and tight with this. And then we're going to cover the mechanics just with Spanish moss. So let's just lay it down where you can see what we're working on and cut these down a little short. Okay, because we don't want this shooting up above. Like I said, if you start to make it really big and tall, you have to fill in a lot. So keep it short and a little more compact. You know how good things come in small packages? Same concept here. Okay, let's trim these down. Oh my gosh, we're doing so good. We've made this so far. I think we'll get done under 20 minutes, which is amazing for a candlestick project. They can take a little bit longer, but we're rocking it out. So these are all short, and we're going to fill in right around the base here. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to mix in the Spanish moss. So we have 3 different colors of Spanish moss on Kaliz.com. They don't come in the subscription boxes because they're big, huge bags. I think they're a full pound, so they're sold by the weight, not volume. And they come in chartreuse, dark green, and light green. Really, they can work for any season. They mix and match. But for fall, I like light green or chartreuse. And then in the Christmas, I generally switch back to the dark green. And in spring, we use the dark green a lot. So it kind of works out great filling in with the 3 different colors. But just start off with one color, use it, and then you can add another color to your collection when you run out. Okay, so I filled in nice and full back here. So if somebody sees the back of the arrangement, it does look very nice and neat and clean. Now, grab your Spanish moss. I keep mine just in a metal bucket like this so I can easily bring it out to the party. Bring it to the party, moss party. Now, I gotta find my floral pins, which I think are over here. I got them right here. Excuse me. Long reach, folks. I don't glue the moss. You just take and make nice little bowls. And in this case, we're trying to cover a flat surface right here. So just take and tuck that there. This one's going to kind of go up by the stems, and I'll put one more below. So you see how beautiful the chartreuse looks with this, and it just fits perfectly. You can moisten your Spanish moss if you want to. Just don't overdo all that. This is it is dyed and preserved, so we don't need to be inviting water back to it a lot. A light misting is fine. I do not generally do that, though. I just get in here and, like I say, I pick it, stick it, shove it in. No, not really shove it. Very politely price it in. And you can see I'm fluffing it back up to cover the floral pins as I push it in. Okay? Just work that all around to hold these in and cover any of our mechanics. That's not the glamorous part. Some people do this first on their designing. I prefer not to, because then I end up having to work around it, and I don't like to work around it because it kind of gets in your way. I like to come in and use it at the last, and you'll find you use a lot less if you do it at the last moment. Another thing you could do that's kind of neat and clean is if we had like a chunkier piece of foam, we could cover it with ribbon also around the edges. And that I would do first, but you have to have a design that's going to work with that. All right, let me keep putting it in here until we've kind of covered all of our foam. How are we doing on time? We did pretty good. And just crunch that up. Now we got to come back and make our bow look beautiful. That wasn't too bad. We didn't make too big of a moss mess. I think we did pretty good, all things considering. But there is our candlestick, guys. Doesn't it look amazing? I think it turned out so beautiful. And I'll get some good pictures of it out in the sunshine so you can see how pretty it is. And we'll take pictures with it with the wreath. Oh, you know what we forgot? We've got our pampas. Oh, we're not done yet. We got to add just a little touch of that drama The drama. Okay, let's do that real fast. We'll add the pampas. Where are you, Pampas? I forgot, I dropped her right here. So let's put a couple touches of her in. Man, just when you think you're done, the drama is here. When I thought about taking those pictures together, I was like, oh, but where's the pampas? Here it comes. I love that we had 2 pieces of it left. All right, so I'm going to use them kind of opposite angles to each other. I think that would be beautiful. And I'm going to soften it by letting it kind of go behind some of the florals here. Okay, so we'll just push this one in. Oh, yeah. So if you want to be more dramatic, then use it in the foreground. If you want to be more subtle, then use it in the background. And that's kind of what I did on the wreath. I didn't let it be the massive dramatic part of the whole piece. Look at that. Okay, let's have this come down. I'm trying to see, those are at the same length. Let's cut these a little shorter. I'm gonna pull them out. They look just like little feathers. All right, let's give that a twirl in the glue pot and bring it down. Come on down. And we're just gonna let these softly push in. Oh, beautiful. And I want this one just a tad bit shorter. So what I'll do, and I did this also when we made the wreath, y'all. I'm just going to sacrifice a little and have it shorter. And you could keep this to tuck in at the top of the bow here. So I'm going to take this little piece, we'll tuck it in. Just really softly in, beautiful. And then I'm going to use the other piece at the bottom. So we just added a little bit of subtle drama without a whole lot of craziness. And it's soft and beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it, y'all. All right, check to see the finished pictures, and I'll see you guys next time on Calise.com. Bye.